What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So this will be a historical year for Classic Physique division, as this is the first time since this division was created, and that was back in 2016 when we have no returning champion. There is no Chris Bumstead this time, so a new Classic King that will be crowned, and we are now under 2 days out from Classic prejudging. So here are my top 6 for this upcoming Mr. Olympia in Classic. So since Mike Sommerfeld got 2nd place behind Chris Bumstead last year, and also he won this year's Arnold, and very comprehensively, almost all of us, we kind of maintain this stance that Mike is gonna be the next king, the next champion in Classic. But I'm gonna go with Ramon Dino for the number 1 spot for Classic Olympia title this year. And the reason I'm changing my stance is because with the way Neil Hill gave that interview today, which obviously suggested that they are in an uncomfortable position in making that weight cutoff, so things might change for Mike, and that too very quickly. Because, don't get me wrong, the man looks absolutely untouchable in all of his physique updates that he has posted recently. What if they have to lose an additional of 5 to 7 pounds compared to what they had to do at this year's Arnold, Ohio? He will have to lose some muscle, maybe the quads. They won't appear as bubbly or as 3D or as round as they were a week back. So my opinion on Ramon Dino, that is based on this one fact, that Mike Sommerfeld might have become vulnerable because of that weight cutoff. And second of all, we have heard from so many guys that do not count out Ramon Dino. So Jose Raymond, about 2 weeks back, he made this revelation that people have no idea how close Ramon Dino is to his weight cutoff, and that has been the case for the past few weeks. He said this is the closest he has ever been to his weight cutoff all throughout his career. And if that is the case, if Ramon Dino is gonna show up big, round, muscular, full as a house, if he's gonna have all that density, all that muscle quality, the definition and separation in Ramon's physique, we all know that is already mind-blowing. So that is why he's my pick to win this year's Classic Physique Olympia title. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So if Mike Sommerfeld is able to make the weight, because that is a question mark at this point, then I believe he's gonna land in 2nd place. While I do believe there are many other guys in this year's Classic Olympia lineup who are a lot more classic than Mike, but he still has a package. The muscularity, the thickness, the roundness, and with the way they're judging Classic Physique, things might go towards Mike. But again, I have to say, if Mike doesn't have to lose that additional muscle, then he's the favorite to win this year's Olympia title. Now I know many of you guys have Terence Ruffin winning the Olympia this year in Classic. Now, that is 100% possible, as we saw Terence made some crazy progress, some unreal improvements in the past couple of years. The size gap between him and the other 2 guys that I just mentioned above, that has closed significantly. But that being said, there are some shots, like the side chest and the abs and thigh, where the other 2 guys, they have advantage over Terence Ruffin. So Ramon, out of those top 3, he has the best abs. Now, although the arms on Terence Ruffin have improved tremendously, especially in the past 1 year, but in comparison to a guy like Ramon Dino, who has some of the best arms in bodybuilding right now, they are still lacking some size. So it's very possible for Terence to go out there and come out as the 2025 Classic Olympia champion. But I have him in 3rd. That being said, if you guys ask me, who do I wanna see win this year's Olympia title, that is Terence Ruffin. So in 4th place, we have Classic Physique legend Breon Ansley. Now, say whatever you wanna say, that Breon is 46, but this man always delivers. So we do not expect Breon to show up better than last year, because realistically speaking, that's not happening. That's not possible. But even if he shows up exactly the way he did last year at the Olympia, then that is a tough physique to beat for any of these young guys. So he also gave a new physique update today just hours ago. And they are claiming that this is his leanest physique ever. Now, he does look small here, but also very dry and very ripped. But Brion somehow always shows up on the money 100% on the stage every single time. So that combination of great detail, great muscle quality, that makes him my number 4th for this year's Olympia. And this might have been the toughest call, and I know many of you guys will disagree with that. So in 5th place, I have Andre Monzer of bodybuilding, Josema Beast. Now some of the pictures that Josema Beast posted yesterday and the way his face appeared, that has got to be the most brutal death face that we have seen from anyone, and that too across any division in pro bodybuilding. So there is arguably one guy who can match Josema Beast from the conditioning perspective, and that is Michael the Bull, the Saharan Eagle. And considering the fact that Josema Beast, he was top 6 last year, and he gave Terence Ruffin a serious one for his money earlier this year at the Pittsburgh Pro, for me he can land in 5th place. But that being said, that is the best he can do. So the number 6th spot, that is probably the most difficult to pick, as we have like 5 to 6 guys who can land in this spot. We have Logan Franklin, Matt Grego, Niall Darwin, Michael the Bull, Matthias Menegate, Justin Badurina. But I'm gonna go with Niall Darwin from UK for top 6. He has the smallest waistline in that entire classic physique division. Amazing overall X-frame. He has that ideal sweep on his quads. So couple that with those thick wide lats, that makes up for a perfect V-taper. And you cannot count this guy out because he always shows up in a top-notch condition. So if you look at his most recent updates, he is shredded front to back, and I am very certain that he will appear much better compared to what we saw at Tampa Pro. So Niall is 6th on my list. So Michael the Bull and Matt Grego, they are the 2 guys you just cannot ignore. They might not have the most classic shapes out there, but they have enough muscularity to rival the top guys, and none of us will be surprised if they place higher. And one other guy whom I am very keen to see here, that is Justin Badurina. So the reason I do not have him in my top 6 is because we haven't seen him throughout this year since the Olympia last year, and he's the only one who took the entire year off to put on some muscle, some mass. So do not be surprised if he breaks into the top 6. So these are my top picks for this year's Classic Olympia. Let me know if there is anyone I missed who can finish in that top 6. And at the same time, let me know who are your top 6 in a particular order down below in the comments. Also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.